kind of just reflect on my life and the things going on. What really motivated me to do this was that it's healthy for me. Basically, ever since I was growing up, I always wanted closure, and I always used to say I wanted like a twin brother, and pretty much what I meant by that is I always wanted that person, that strong bond, like a strong bond you would see between twins, like how they both get each other, how they both know each other, how they're both familiar with each other, how it's like around each other they feel like they just connect. It's just instant, like an instant click. That's literally what I always wanted in my life. Growing up, I was very like emotionally distant from my family and from my friends. I didn't really click with people. Well, at least the people I hang around. I couldn't say people in general, but I really didn't click. I was very desperate for that. That's been like a deep desire for a long time, is that closure. And oftentimes, you know, being desperate for anything is not good, because I settled for toxic friends. I settled for people that mistreated me and people that took advantage of me because they knew what I wanted. They knew I wanted closure. They knew I wanted all these things. So they used that against me. I had a fear of being abandoned. I felt neglected emotionally. Life for me emotionally is very chaotic. A lot of my internal desires, a lot of what I want has power over me. Like even my emotions have power over me. And I've always wanted that self-control over my emotions, but they tend to always get the better of me. Like I've downloaded so many apps, so many dating, making friend apps, any kind of app that involve like connecting with someone else I've downloaded, and it's no luck sometimes, completely no luck. And I put money into the apps and everything, and me and these people were either talk and text and then drift apart, or they're, you know, far away, they're in a whole nother country, thousands of miles away, so I know that's not gonna work because I have no money or anything or a way to get to them. Or we're close, but they have no intention on getting any closer. So it's just a waste of time. In the process of moving, my parents lost my birth certificate, so that kind of was a major setback, especially when it came to college and work and a lot of things that I wanted to pursue at first. But at the same time, I wouldn't really say I regret that happening, even though I didn't have any power over it. But I'm happy that I didn't get to go to college and get all this stuff, because I wanted to truly know how people would treat me if they couldn't get money out of me, if I didn't have all these external qualities. I wonder how people would treat me if it was just me without anything. And when I figured out how people would treat me if I didn't have anything, it really shows you who really cares about you and who doesn't. Who would be with you if you had nothing? If you were at ground zero, who would be with you?
What's up, people? David here. I just want to express my thoughts, express how I've been feeling, and I just want to be 100% vulnerable for a moment. Even though I really hate making videos where I'm 100% vulnerable, it's just usually hard for me to be vulnerable in general. I just felt like it's important for me to open up, because some things are not healthy to hold in. Most of the time, I try to encourage others while I'm going through something hard myself. A lot of times it's very difficult to me to be vulnerable with someone or to express myself to people, because you never really know how somebody will respond to your feelings or how somebody will react. This haven't really been a month of peace, and I know a lot of people have their own battles, and there's probably some people out there that I'm talking to right now that are fighting against something way bigger within them. I'm gonna start off with talking about rejection. For me, being rejected It was one of the hardest things that I have been through in my life ever since I was little. Even if it wasn't in like a malicious way, let's say the person probably simply wasn't interested. Whatever the case may be, some people are rejected on a daily basis. They may feel emotionally rejected. Like me, I'm not close to my family. My love for my family feels rejected because it's not reciprocated. You know, they don't care as much about bonding as I do. They don't care as much about connecting and becoming closer and doing activities together as much as I do. So in a way, it's almost like my love is not being reciprocated, therefore it's rejected. Going out and talking to different people and pursuing different things, there's always this fear of rejection. It gets very tiresome constantly feeling like you're just not enough. I know my life is worth something. I know that I'm loved. I really am aware of all those things, but one of the hardest things I've dealt with was rejection in my life. And people rejected me for a lot of reasons they felt were valid. People reject me over a lot of different things though. It could be because of skin color. They could prefer somebody lighter or darker. It could be because stability. I don't have my own place. You know, maybe they don't see me as a potential partner that could provide for them. It could be financially. I don't have the amount of money that they think that I need. I don't have a car, so they could reject me because I'm not able to drive them from point A to point B, you know, or I'm not able to like meet up with them, so it's like, what's the point? This is why I feel so bad for homeless people too, because at least I have a roof over my head. So I am grateful for that. But think about how many people have lost hope. I could understand why they would feel like they're just waiting to die. I wonder how many people wake up any time of the day and ask themselves, who's gonna love me? Who's gonna love somebody like me? But I know for me, pain will always find its way to me. If it's not from somebody else, then it's through my own family, which are people at this point in time that I can't really get away from. I wake up with my family every day, you know, and we don't really communicate. They just acknowledge that the family isn't what it used to be. They just acknowledge that this family is destroyed. They don't try to fix it. They don't try to make it better. They just give up. That's where I come from. I come from people who gave up. Like, there's so many people that think I'm crazy, that doesn't understand me. I've even disappointed myself numerous times every day. I ask myself, why do I go through so much hardship? I wonder sometimes to myself, have I forgiven everybody? Is there somebody I've wronged in the past? I know there's people I've hurt, but I'm telling you right now, I am so sorry for anybody I've ever hurt, ever. This whole month was filled with drama. The only day I liked out of this month was literally my birthday, which was June 20th. And that's simply because that was the only day people got in contact with me and told me, you know, I love you, man. Happy birthday. Only if people were like that every other day, you know? When you see what this world is turning into, it does have you wondering whether or not you want to stay in it. Most people are centered around material things. Most people are only selfish, worried about themselves, you know? You know, I was desperate for a very long time. I was lonely. I was desperate. At some points in my life, I was, you know, perverted just like everybody else. I truly see myself like a loser. I just settled for anything. Looking at myself, I can only say, like, I was just so disappointed. And you know, every day I wake up, I think to myself, why do I continue to go on? Sometimes I think maybe I'm too weak to end it all, or maybe there is more. I've been battling with myself for the longest time. But I want to tell everybody, avoid being desperate and protect your heart. I really mean that. Guard your heart. Guard it with all you have inside. Trust God. Guard your heart. And always make sure 100% that whoever you come across, whoever you talk to, whatever you want to pursue, make sure that that is meant for you. Don't ever for a second do anything you ever feel uncertain about. Please do not blindly follow your heart. Do not blindly follow your feelings. That's all I really wanted to say today. I love you all. God bless you all. Bye.